Miles the Great is here. Miles, I was just talking about you and how your Tetris advice to that other streamer I've been trying to use in my own life. So feel free to analyze my Tetris as well, man. It's great to see you here.
All right, as you can see from the clip, guys, John wants me to actually review his stacking yesterday on his stream. I guess he saw my message in chat and he saw my previous video. And yeah, so today we're going to be taking a look at John Green's Tetris gameplay. I don't know his exact personal best. I think it's probably around 300,000. I asked someone and I think they said that it was around 300,000. But when I was watching it on stream, his stacking honestly looked pretty good. Like, aside from some things like triple flipping, which, I mean, triple flipping you can fix. I think that his stacking in general is pretty good. Okay, well, this is a little bit of an interesting start. I think I didn't see the beginning of the game, but I think he did talk about how the beginning was a bit rocky. So let's see. What did he start off with? So he set up a tuck here. I mean, I think just in general, setting up this tuck was kind of unneeded. And then not going left with this long bar was probably what you should have done. You should have just gone here and then tuck the next piece. But I mean, you resolve it. You make your way down. You do some flat burns. But yeah, the first obvious thing is triple flipping. I mean, triple flipping is not too big of a deal on slower speeds like this, but it's just something to work on passively in the background, I would say. But you're still your default placements and your general stacking knowledge, it seems to be pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I'm watching this, I agree with most moves. I mean, except for that one. Okay. Yeah. Something to look out for is try to open your vision a little bit. If you set up a dependency, like what you did there with the long bar, you set up a dependency on the right side. Whenever you do that, try and be aware of if you set up a dependency, and then when you get the piece for it, try to rate that dependency as soon as possible. This is a pretty common thing a lot of players do, is where they'll set up a dependency and then they won't automatically resolve it. So it's just something to look out for. Just be aware of your board state, and if you have a dependency and then you get a piece for the dependency, it's usually the best move to put it there. And it's probably obvious, like in a watch back, like you're like, oh, obviously I should have put it in the dependency, but in the moment it's a little difficult. Nice dirty Tetris there, and that was pretty good. This isn't that big of a deal, but this is just some general stacking knowledge. If you have a good place for this piece on the left side, I think it's probably better to put it here and hold out for a better piece like the square to go here, because when you put this piece here, you're further blocking the hole, and it could have easily just gone on the left side and the O piece could have opened this up. That's just something to look out for. Trying to not cover the holes when you're digging, seeing if there's a different spot the piece could go. Again, yeah, you set up a dependency and then you didn't go there. I mean, it's just like a brain fart moment. It happens, you know. It's just being aware of your board state is something that you learn through playing. As you make a placement and you're like, okay, now I need to resolve it eventually. But yeah, I mean, you're pretty good at digging. I think most of your general placements, John, are pretty good. This is a good dig. You didn't panic. And you're pretty competent on level 10. Sometimes level 10 can be fast. But, I mean, you're playing pretty well on it. You're pushing down even, and you're able to dig through a lot of situations. All right, pretty good digging. Just this is good. Something to focus on is just trying to get down to the bottom as quickly as possible. That's what you did there. You didn't try to go for a dirty, which is usually the best option. Sometimes it's okay to go for a dirty Tetris, but usually that's not the best move, and you made a good decision there to burn it down. And yeah, your general stacking is really good. I'd say like this is a good stack. You have a flat stack. You're taking good burns. You're building out your left. I noticed that you liked to build out your left very often. And then something that going back to that with building out the left, this placement here, it's probably best just to go all the way to the left, because if you don't go all the way to the left, then you're just gonna set up a dependency there for no reason. I've seen you build out your left more, and I think in general, trying to not set up dependencies on the left side like that is good. But it's all right. You get really good pieces. I think you said yourself that you got perfect pieces for the situation. But yeah, I mean, generally, this is a good stack. It's nice and flat. You do another burn. It's not too bad. That was just a misdrop there. You pretty clearly knew where the piece should have gone. Let's see how you handle this. I would say most of these placements are pretty good. This is just this is good burning. When you're burning, you're doing a really good thing where you're building out your left and your right, which is really important. And nice, there you go. Good left, good job. See, that's what we like to see. If you have if you don't have anything good to burn with, just putting it to the left or to the right is a really good option, and it just allows you to see how you're just able to combo these moves, and it perfectly opens up the hole. Very, very nice. It's something called, like, I guess, I don't know if I coined it. I think I've heard it before. It's called like a bowl strat, like where you make a bowl with your board, how it's like the left and right's higher, and it's kind of like lower in the middle, like a bowl, I guess. And that allows you to do some very easy burns. You set up a bar dependency here. Let's see how this happens. So again, I mean, you could have easily filled the dependency here, but maybe you acknowledged that you had a long bar next and decided to just do that, which is a valid move, but generally filling the dependency is good if you don't get the long bar. But you probably just saw that you had the long bar next. Good. This is really good stacking. Like, honestly, I don't know what your PB is, but I think your stacking is really, really good. I don't know if it's because you've watched a lot of Tetris or something, but I think your stacking is really good in general. Like, you're even able to push down. Generally, pushing down isn't something I would recommend, but I think you can manage it. Okay, right here, this is a little concept known as parity. So when you put the T piece to the left side here, the board becomes very jagged. You see how it becomes jagged right here? You need a couple T pieces or some S's and Z's or whatever to fill it out. I would suggest, and that was because of this placement, which is all right, but, oh wait, not that one. It was, yeah, well, it kind of was, but yeah, a little bit. I would suggest just going directly in the middle with this T piece here. It kind of solves this jaggedness instead of creating more jaggedness. But I like how you have a double well here. So you get a nice T piece for the middle, of course. So it resolves pretty nicely, but it could have been bad if you got bursted with like square pieces or something. It could have potentially like made a bad stack. But yeah, I mean, let's see. You're stacking really well on level 11. It's getting a little faster. Good burn. We like the safe burns. Taking safe burns, safe doubles, safe triples is what we like to see. This is a little aggressive, but you got a nice long bar. Just for, like, let's say you didn't get the long bar there, something you could have done here is, I think I would suggest going to the left with this T here, because when you put it right, you block off the double well. You see how you had a really nice sloping stack here, but when you put the T over there, it kind of blocks that off, and your right is higher than your left side. Your left is very low. We don't really want a low left, so putting it to the left side is generally a better option there, but you do get the long bar, and your stack is perfect. So if you get a couple long bars here, this would be a really, really good stack. So when you have a situation like this is actually a very common situation where you have like a little peg here. You need this T piece to either go here or to go here on the other side to set up an L or a J dependency. And it's really the only piece that can fix it, because if you need a long bar. If you put like an S or a Z here, then you'll need a long bar. So generally putting a T piece to resolve this little peg situation is good, because yeah, you have to put the Z piece here and it makes a long bar dependency. So I would suggest putting T's in that formation if you see it. But yeah, this is good. You hit 200k and nice long bar for the center there. Burns it out perfectly. Level 12, it's getting a little bit faster. Good job building at the left there. We like to have that. You noticed that you could have taken the burn, but I really like how you decided to go all the way left here. I think this is a really good placement. It builds out your left, makes it nice and high, and then you get a really nice piece to burn it out. So I really like how you decided to do that placement. And then look at that. Oh, you had the perfect move. That's so sad. I think you knew exactly what you were doing. You just misdropped it. Unfortunate, but okay, here the J piece. This is probably something that you just have to like develop vision for, but the J piece, it can burn very nicely. If you put it over here, it burns these two rows off very nicely, and it exposes this hole here. But when you put it down there, it just puts more weight on the hole, and you have to take a couple burns here to resolve it. But these are some panic placements, I think, but you get some nice pieces to resolve it. So really good job burning that. A lot of players might have panicked in that situation, but you did well. And that tuck situation, again, probably didn't need to do that tuck, but I like how you adapted. And I think since you triple flipped, you meant to go to stand it up on the left side. I think you probably meant to stand it up, but since you triple flipped it, maybe hung or something. But really good job on tucking. And then yeah, taking really nice burns there, burning it down. That's what we like to see. Very good, especially in high speeds like level 14. Taking your safe burns and triples to survive is pretty important. You developed a bit of jaggedness here on the board. I would say it started from not placing this T-piece in the middle here. I think in this situation, putting the T-piece to solve the middle would be good. Let's see how else this started. And then, yeah, I mean, T-pieces, I mean, building at your left is generally good, but I think it might have been better here to kind of solve this jaggedness, because you get a couple square pieces, and then it's a little bit uncomfortable here. You decide to just burn it out, which I respect it. Honestly, like, you acknowledge that your stack is a little bit dicey, and I like how you burned it down. Honestly, it's a really good move to just completely burn it out and then reset, especially on a higher speed. All right, now we're at 15. This is where things get a little bit crazy. I see you're kind of lining out a little bit here, taking a lot of burns. That's fine. But yeah, level 16 is coming up. All right. Good burn, nice. You're just lining out. I don't know if the speed is fast for you, but just lining it out. Okay. That probably could have gone to the left, but get another piece. Okay. There's been a couple times. This is just going back again to remembering you have a dependency. There was a couple times you could have solved it, like with this piece, or with the long bar. I think was good there, but then this piece should absolutely go over to the left side. It's just something to be more aware of when you set up a dependency. It is honestly a little difficult because you're so focused on the middle of your board. It's a little bit difficult to like try and like look at the entire board, but that just comes with time, honestly. And I think your general stacking is really good. Nice burns to solve it. You didn't really need to double flip it there. this is this is something that it would be very nice just to lay it flat. If you lay it flat right here, it would burn perfectly. This is it looks like it wouldn't burn perfectly, but if you just lay it completely flat here, it's gonna be all good. Because when you double flip it, you put more weight on that hole. Good job filling the dependency. This is a pretty fast speed. Level 16 is the same speed as 18, which is pretty fast. So you're surviving really well. Things are breaking down a little bit though. It's getting a little bit high. Good bar to the left. Level 17. Okay, misdrop on the T, sets up a bar dependency. Okay, not bad though. 250k. Honestly, not bad. Your general stacking is really, really good. 250k is, I think you can get more. Like honestly, you were like, what was this? This was 20. This was 30 minutes of playing. I think your general stacking is really, really good, and just there's some small things to potentially fix, so one thing to remember is if you set up a dependency and you get a piece to solve it, you should try and solve it. And then sloping a left to right stack, which I think you do already pretty well. Building out your left, making it higher than your right. You do that pretty well, I would say. But there's mostly just a couple things with dependencies and a little bit of jaggedness. But honestly, stuff like this, setting up like fixing jaggedness, I think that comes with time, and they're not really bad placements either. All the placements you make, they have thought behind them, and even on the fast speeds, you're really able to survive and play really well. But yeah, John, dude, it's a pleasure to watch you play Tetris, man. Like your stacking is really good, bro. Like you're honestly really good, and I don't know exactly what your PB is, but I think you can break it if you just practice a little bit more. I honestly think you could smash your PB, whatever it is right now, just from watching this gameplay a little bit. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to watch you, and I hope to see maybe more streams from you in the future. I'm excited to see the Tetris journey from John Green. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys, and I hope some of this information was maybe helpful to either John or any Tetris player who's watching that just wants like some improvement. They want to improve their game, and yeah, I hope this could be helpful.